Which one did you say, the nurse or the survivor? Sure, yeah, I'll do the survivor, no problem. I'm talking about the woman in the hijab. Can't hear you, Carol, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, Max, that's right. In addition to all the sorrow and the trauma and just the extreme emotion that we're hearing here today, we're hearing a lot about people's concerns. We know that there was an activist group within the building that had long suggested that there was a real fire risk to this building. And now today, from the residents of the building and the surrounding areas, we're hearing about concerns about the response, and particularly their theory that the recent renovation to this building, it had been renovated over the last couple of years, millions of pounds was the expense, had in some way contributed to this. What they're talking about is the cladding on the exterior of the building. They say, and the video from overnight, when the fire was really at its peak, does seem to support this. It shows, and they say, that the fire grabbed hold of this synthetic substance and essentially climbed the building with it. This fueled the fire, allowed it to move between floors incredibly quickly. And of course that complicated the rescue effort. So as firefighters arrived, literally by their hundreds, there were more than 200 here, put on their breathing apparatus, went into the building, and did all they could to save people. The fire was moving so quickly, it meant that people within the building, well, they became cut off. They ran out of time, they ran out of opportunities. And it is those people that locals around here witnessed taking especially desperate action to try and survive. These are the people that were doing their best to try and signal for attention using their voices, using flashlights, using the lights on their phones and so forth. And when that didn't work and as options dwindled, well, according to the people who live around here, they saw people literally climbing out, trying to climb down the surface, the face of the building itself. Some even jumped. And we were speaking to some witnesses earlier who said they saw bodies around the base of the building, bodies of people who had leapt from the building, from its windows in sheer desperation because they felt they had no other option. So there are so many emotions around here in this local community today, Max. They are all raw and powerful, and people will be feeling them for some days to come. These people, because they witnessed all of this, well, it's very much what the police expect, and that is to expect the death toll to increase. We're told 6, they expect it to increase. We spoke to one person who was one of the lucky ones, a woman who realised that things were not, that something was wrong fairly quickly, and she was able to react. Take a listen now to this one.
Wider, yeah, no problem, no problem. Okay,
So that's one of the people that are feeling a great sense of relief this morning. Gratitude that circumstances allowed her to get a sense of what was going on quickly and react, and her family is okay. But of course, as I say, many people here expect that there will be others who are not so lucky, and they expect the numbers to increase. The authorities have confirmed 6 so far. Everyone here thinks that's going to go up. Yeah, so there are firefighters in the building as we speak. They are still dealing with the flames to some degree because we can still see every so often a little burst of flame come out through one of the windows. But no one is talking about this as a rescue operation anymore. It is a recovery operation, and one that is likely, according to the authorities here, to take several days. So it might take some time before we get a real sense of just how devastating this fire has been in terms of claiming human life. Seven minutes. See enough? Thank you, Carol. Okay. Speaking to Kristen, all right. Sorry, Carol, did you say there is a song you want me to talk to this out?
Take it down. Can't get through, take it with us.
Which one? Okay. How long is that stop, Carol? Perfect, thank you.
Main issue is it's a lot of residential.
Are you waiting for me? Control room, how long do I have? 30 seconds. I think there are some people in this community that very firmly believe advocacy, yes, because you're right, there are people here who have been writing letters and blogs and expressing concern about this particular building as a potential fire hazard for some time, and today they're essentially saying, we warn you about this. But for the most part, people in that building have been enduring a recent renovation for several years now. A lot of money has been spent fixing it up, and according to the local councillor that we spoke to earlier, he insisted that all the necessary fire certification for alert, prevention, all of that had taken place, and yet still this tragedy still somehow unfolding. We've been hearing terrible stories from people who are inside the building, certainly, but also from people who watched just next door, people who witnessed as people were desperately trying to escape as they ran out of time and options and had to take increasingly desperate action. This is how the night unfolded for one man who was staying just next door to the tower block behind. Take a look. How long here? extraordinary event, no doubt, is the speed with which the fire moved. And the people who live in that building, well, they all point to a very similar theory. It has to do with the renovations that took place recently. They say at some point over the last couple of years, new cladding was added to the exterior. It's not a metal or a timber substance, but some form of synthetic was added to improve the look of the building, essentially, to bring it up to date. And somehow the fire really took hold of that and simply used it to race across the many floors of the building. That's how they say it moved so quickly. Now, no doubt all of this will be investigated in the coming days and weeks, but at the moment we know there are still firefighters in that building behind us. They're still dealing with the fire, but no one's talking about this as a rescue operation anymore. Increasingly today and over the coming days, it's going to be a recovery operation. That's why the authorities here are talking about a confirmed death toll of 6, rising even further. I think initially the priorities remain with the people who've lived through this. That is, dealing with those who are now homeless, dealing with those who are wounded and injured, and of course dealing with those who have been separated from their loved ones and still do not know what has happened to them. All of those people require an enormous amount of support at this time, and the authorities say they are focusing on that. In addition to that, obviously the effort to simply put out the fire, that goes on. Meanwhile, they're monitoring the building structure and its integrity to ensure collapse is not a threat. We're told the civil engineers are watching it at the moment. They're satisfied with the strength of the building. They believe it's safe. That's why there are emergency services still in the building right now, but they're keeping an eye on it, just in case. But nothing between now and the top.
It's all right, it's fine, it's fine. Oh, okay, there's a cross again on the moment. Okay, okay, fine.
There are 3 reception centres that have been set up by the local authority. One of those is at Portobello Rugby Club in Walmer Road, one at St Clement's Church in Threadgold Street, and another at Westway Sports Centre on Crowthorne Road. If you are unable to get to one of those reception centres, please make yourself known to a police officer, of which there are a considerable number around the local area. What is really important is that if someone has been reported missing, we now know that they are safe and well. My thanks to all of the public
that have been involved or connected to this tragic incident. Again, I would ask people to keep away from the local vicinity. There's a lot of work that's going on across by all of the emergency services. I know it is disruptive, and I really do thank people for their patience. There is travel advice on the TfL website. If you're a local resident, there's lots of advice on the local authority website as well. And lastly, I would like to thank all my colleagues in the emergency service. I spoke to a number of those who were first responders during the night, particularly colleagues from the London Fire Brigade. The incident that's occurred overnight is truly shocking. It's going to take a period of time before we truly understand what has occurred, why it has occurred, and the investigation will be complex and, as you would expect, very, very thorough. Now, I'm happy to take a few questions.
Commander Tom Burridge, BBC News. Can you tell us roughly how many people are unaccounted for or missing? And what can you tell us about the investigation at the moment and any inquiries, any lines of the investigation, any focus of the investigation?
Okay, so as I explained, we're still in that emergency response mode. So London Fire Brigade are within the building at this point in time. I can confirm that we've had 6 fatalities. I anticipate that number will rise, as I explained. We have a considerable number of people receiving medical care in hospital, of which 20 receiving critical care. I can't go into any details of how many people we understand might be missing. I do anticipate that there may be people within that building that are as yet unaccounted for. Now, in terms of the investigation, we're still at a very, very early stage. We're still in that response mode. So specialist investigators from the MPS are working alongside specialist investigators from the London Fire Brigade as well. And in time, we will aim to establish what caused this fire and the events surrounding it.
Do you think the numbers will go up in single figures, or could it potentially be a lot more than that?
I think it is too early to say at this point in time. You'll see the building behind me. You know, it's a considerable number of flats within that premises. A lot of people were recovered from it, but I think it's way too early for me to say. But I do anticipate that, sadly, very sadly...
Do we have a number for the number of people recovered?
No, I don't know at this point in time.
Can you tell us more about the speed of the actual emergency services response? Because clearly it took them a very long time to even attempt to get the fire under control. How quickly the fire...
Can I just say, in terms of the emergency service response, my understanding is that the London Fire Brigade, as they put out in their statement during the night, were here within 6 minutes.
Is the building structurally sound now?
So according to colleagues from the London Fire Brigade, who have contacted specialist surveyors, at this point in time they consider the building structurally sound. Clearly that will be an ongoing process. We have emergency services within the building at this point in time. Are there any other questions? Okay, thank you very much for your assistance and your patience, and please could I ask you and urge you, if people are concerned, to contact the Casualty Bureau number. Thank you very much indeed.
Well, that there.
Let me know if there's any sound you're... You've heard about it yet? There may be a guess, but we don't have one yet, apparently.
See for myself Grenfell Tower, and it is extremely distressing and devastating. Can I begin by saying my thoughts and prayers, as I'm sure the thoughts and prayers of the entire country are with the family and friends of those in the building and affected by this tragic and horrific fire. Also pay tribute to the amazing emergency services from the fire service. We have more than 250 firefighters, many of whom have been here from the beginning, including the Commissioner. There'll be many more working during the course of the day. Many engines and machinery here, and fire service from